Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into a conceptual framework from a source text that paints a picture of a radically different future for one of the world's most complex regions. So the source document kicks things off with this really powerful hook. It frames this whole thing not as some concrete policy, but as a bold what-if vision. It's an invitation to just imagine what could be. So let's dive in and see what this framework is all about. At its heart, this vision really asks a fundamental question. What would it actually take to transform the story of this region from one of conflict to one of prosperity? The goal here isn't just to patch things up, but to completely reimagine its entire future. To do that, we're going to follow the structure from the source material, which looks at the blueprint for the physical city, for its people, its social fabric, and, of course, the security that would have to hold it all together. All right, first up, how would you physically rebuild a place like this? Well, the source imagines a panel of urban planning experts laying out the foundation. So a huge theme from this panel is making this critical shift from reactive growth to proactive design. Instead of cities just sprawling wherever they can, creating gridlock and wasting resources, this vision calls for a really strategic approach, one where transportation, green spaces, and housing are all planned together from day one. The goal is a city that doesn't just get bigger, but evolves smartly. And this idea of human-centered design, it pops up again and again. The person who said this, you might know, is famous for pedestrianizing parts of Times Square. It just goes to show that making a city more livable for people is every bit as important as making it functional. And all that thinking kind of boils down to these 5 key actions. You see the pattern here, right? It's all about long-term planning, making streets for people, not just cars, and building in resilience from the get-go, whether that's through eco-friendly homes or smart water systems. It's a holistic plan for a city that's really built to last. But a great city is so much more than just buildings and roads, right? So this next part of the vision zooms in on the human engine. It explores how to empower people through a revitalized economy, a new kind of education, and a rebuilt cultural identity. So, how do you build an economy from pretty much scratch? The panel on economic empowerment tackles this head-on, and the focus here isn't on aid or dependency, but on creating real, genuine opportunity and self-sufficiency. This concept is absolutely central to the economic vision. The idea is that small, targeted investments, think a $100 loan for a sewing machine, can create this powerful ripple effect, transforming an entire economy from the ground up. And here you can really see how it all fits together, like a puzzle. It's not just one thing. You've got economic tools creating jobs, a new educational framework that teaches peace, and a cultural revival to help rebuild the very soul of the community. Each piece supports the others. Okay, so the source then moves on to what might be the most difficult challenge of all. How do you begin to heal these incredibly deep societal wounds after years of conflict? This quote, which the panel cites, really sets the tone for the whole process. It's all about truth before reconciliation. The point is, you can't just sweep history under the rug and expect to move on. True healing can only start by confronting the past directly. And the proposed toolkit for this is really multi-layered. It's not just about big top-down ideas like restorative justice. It's also about empowering local community leaders and creating safe spaces where people can actually come together and share their stories, driving that peace process from the bottom up. All right, finally, let's talk security. Because without safety, none of those other pillars can stand. The source outlines how this reimagined society would be secured and connected to the rest of the world. The security panel suggests that lasting safety isn't just about military might. It's a whole system that includes economic stability and transparent government. Things that reduce the appeal of extremism in the first place. And this perspective from the diplomacy panel argues that economic cooperation is actually the most powerful tool for building lasting peace. The idea is pretty straightforward. When nations are busy trading and making money together, they have a lot less incentive to fight. So when you boil it all down, the security vision really has 2 parts. You've got robust defense at home and abroad, and that's all anchored by strong global partnerships built not on old fights, but on modern trade and mutual trust. Now, it's really important to be clear here. The source presents all of this as a purely conceptual discussion, a thought experiment. It's a way to spark new ideas and to just imagine what might be possible beyond the way things are now. And the source material leaves us with this final, really provocative question. It challenges all of us to think beyond the current conflicts and to consider the incredible potential of a reimagined future. That's all for this explainer.